Kat Hitchcock. I'm here with Cindy Baker with Timber and Wool. Thank you so much for being here. I'm super excited to be interviewing you. Obviously, you're in a very male-dominant world, so we're excited to interview females like you. We think that's really amazing that you own this amazing company. So
I'm excited that you wanted to interview me. That's awesome.
Yeah. So Kylie got to meet Cindy the other day on a job walk, so we got to meet her. So we're super excited to hear more about her. So tell us about Timber and Wool and where did the name come from?
So in my industry, you deal with hardwood flooring, which is the timber part, and then you've got the wool, which is all of the fantastic area rugs and wall-to-wall carpet. And so my focus for the soft surface, the wool aspect of it, is all the kind of higher end wall-to-wall materials and area rugs. And I just wanted something different. I started off as CB Flooring Services when I was getting my license, which was just Cindy Baker Flooring Services, and it just seemed so generic. And then I wanted to create a design environment and something that's stimulating, and I didn't want just a basic name. So it just occurred to me one day, and I love it. And it takes some people a little bit to grasp it, like, what's timber and wool? And then they're like, it's fantastic. So most of the time, once it hits home, they get it, and then people love it.
That's amazing. And we're in her showroom right now. Obviously, the wood floors are down below, and the carpets are above, so we'll be able to do some pan shots for y'all so you get an idea of the showroom. It's pretty cool. So how long have you been open, and how did you get into the business initially?
So I have been at this location for 3 years, and prior to that I was working out of my garage for a short period of time, just consulting with people that I've worked with. But I've been doing this for 15 years. So I started in Northern California, in Redding, where I'm from, in a small showroom, working for my boyfriend's father at that time, and I started doing flooring so young. I was 21, and then I just never got out of it. I love it. And I worked here locally for another showroom for over a decade. And I had a couple babies, and it just prompted me to do my own thing. I knew that I didn't want to go to a 9-to-5 to be away from my children and work for somebody else, that if I was going to do it, I wanted to do it for myself. And just do it my way. And so this was the perfect outlet for my creativity and to be able to run the business the way I wanted to run it, and work with my clients the way that I wanted to be able to work with them. And it's been fantastic. And,
well, it shows for it, for sure. This place is beautiful. So that's awesome. So what do you think makes your business stand out from the other companies?
I think it's the level of service. So I'm pretty much there from start to finish. So when a client comes in, I do a consultation with them in the showroom. I meet at their house. I take all the measurements. I prepare all the bids. I order all of the materials. I'm there on the installation date. I'm there throughout the installation with my installers, kind of helping iron out details. And I think that clients really appreciate that, because they're not just being handed off from one department to another, like you get in when you go into a big box store. You know, it's definitely a certain level of service that I provide. And then I also have a decent design sense. So if somebody comes in and they have everything else picked out, you know, their kitchen, their counters, their windows, I can tell them, like, this is the floor that would go well in your home. And so I think people appreciate that. They're looking for direction, and I just have a wide knowledge base. So I offer 15 years of experience in this industry to be able to guide people in the right direction for what type of flooring.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So what do you sort of already answered this, but what do you love most about what you do?
Everything. Like, I actually love coming to work. It's not work anymore. This is just part of my life. This is part of my day-to-day. I get to bring my kids in. I get to go into really fantastic homes, and then I get to go into some not so fantastic but see a huge transformation. Like, the ground up projects that I work on are always so fun, and it's just something new every day. There's no home, as you know, in Santa Barbara that's the same. It's rare to ever walk in and see the same exact thing going on.
Exactly.
So I get to deal with a lot of contractors and designers and new home buyers, and
all different types of clientele.
And so it's never boring. It's just ever changing.
Yeah. Amazing. Okay, last question. What has been the most exciting recent project that you've worked on?
My own.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah. So I finally was able to. I bought a home in last May, and so I got to put floors in my own house, and that was a learning curve for me, because I have a newfound appreciation for what my clients go through. Because for me, it's so easy to make a decision for somebody else. And now having made my own decision, I was like, okay, now I understand why they need me. And why they take so long, and the thought process that goes behind it, because you're so intimately attached to the things that you're putting into your forever home, or your potential forever home.
That would be super hard.
And so it was a huge learning curve, but it was a great experience, and I learned so much to be able to offer to my clients in the future. So that was an amazing project. I've got to work on some fantastic stuff though. Some really interesting, like we're on a large project in Santa Ynez, and we're getting to do this like octagonal room, and we're making these spokes, essentially this big wagon wheel with all these intricate patterns, and those are always fun because it's
amazing.
drafting them to scale and figuring out how all the puzzle pieces work together and how it's going to work scale-wise. And so it's just been, that's been stimulating creativity within the business, because I'm like, oh, I could do this in anybody's home. It doesn't have to be to that scale. It could be in somebody's, foyer where I can do something cool and different.
That's amazing. So do y'all work from anywhere from like Carp to Santa Ynez, or do y'all go further?
I mean, I've been out in Camarillo, Westlake. I try to stay more local. Carpinteria is my hometown now, and so that's easy for me to be in Carp. But then we go all the way up to Santa Ynez, San Luis Obispo. I've been, but we try to keep it local. There's plenty of business in town. I like to keep my guys near their families, and they're all here, so I don't want them to have to,
that's a good point,
be out of town for long periods of time. So we try to stay local.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
We'll always interview you, and we'll have more information on Cindy and link to her website at the end of the blog. Thank y'all for watching.